be that cool elf for the end of 2023. Hey guys, welcome to Chris Mack. In this review, I am beyond excited to show you guys this 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Sport 3 all-wheel drive. I'm going to show you all various different features, take a little drive, and give you guys my final verdict. But you know what? Let's do remote start this time. We're going to lock the doors, hit the button twice. It's already on because it's electric. Shh, shh. Now, let's go ahead. Drum roll, get into this review. Look on the outside of the 2024 Lyriq. This is your key fob right here. You have lock, unlock, as well as a remote start function, and a trunk release and panic button right there with the Cadillac logo on the back of the key fob. Now, as equipped, this vehicle is $80,805. It is dressed in a Nimbus Metallic exterior for $695 on a Juniper with gray accent interior, which I will show you guys in a second. But this is a Sport 3 all-wheel drive trim, which is a separate $3,500 charge versus the rear-wheel drive version. Now, Cadillac does describe the Sport trim as power and presence in these two distinct adjectives. But you can't see looking at the front end right here. This Sport trim does have a specific grille versus the regular luxury and tech models. You do have a illuminated accents right there around the exterior of the grille, as was the Cadillac logo with your front view camera system. You can also see the sensors right there for the Supercruise, but looking over here at the lights, you have a full LED lighting setup right there. For your turn signals up top, you have vertical daytime running lights as well as your LED low and high beams right there. Coming over here to the wheels, you do have a 22-inch dynamic reverse wheel with a 275 with self-sealing tire, or basically run flat tire. Get another 3/4 shot for you guys right there. Boom. Charge door is over here on the driver's side, and I'll talk about specs in 1 second. But you can see, looking a little bit more at the Sport trim, they have blacked out accents, as well as the blacked out mirror caps with your surround view camera system, and you do have illuminated door handles as well. Ground clearance is rated at 7 inches, as total vehicle length is 196 inches from nose to tail. This one does also have the Panoramic Sunroof for a $1,600 upcharge. I'll put all the information in the description below, as this window sticker is a little bit tinted with this rear window. But coming around to the rear of the Lyriq, you can see the very distinctive LED lighting setup back here, where the lights do go into the C-pillar right there, which looks so aggressive, futuristic, and mean. Your reverse lights are down below, and then this is where your brake lights, as well as your turn signals and running light, are up top. Look how cool it is right there inside of the C-pillar. That three-quarter rear view right there looks so good. You can also open the trunk with the kick sensor right here, which you will try. Boom, right there on the first try. But opening the trunk, you'll find 28 cubic feet of space. If you do fold down the second row seats, that will expand to 60.8 cubic feet. You can fold down the seats right here with these two buttons. You have a 12-volt charger right there, LED illumination on both sides, as well as cargo tie downs and a cargo cover right here. Have a little bit more storage down below, as well as your Ultium battery charger. You can close the tailgate right there or use the kick sensor. But now let me show you guys under the hood of the Lyriq. Now, this version doesn't have a frunk, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about charging specs. Now, the rear-wheel drive version has 340 horsepower and is rated at 314 miles of range. But this dual-motor setup for an additional $3,500 is rated at 500 horsepower with 450 pound-foot of torque. Vehicle weight is 5,807 pounds, as this one is equipped. You get 307 miles of electric range thanks to a 102 kilowatt-hour battery. You can charge that on a 240 volt or level 1 in 10.7 hours. If you use a DC fast charge, it will get 77 miles of electric range in just 10 minutes. This one also does have a 11.5 kilowatt onboard charger as well. But before we hit the interior, I'm gonna get another 3/4 view for you guys. Boom. But let's hit the interior, because man, it's cold out here. It's about 30 degrees and maybe like 40-mile-an-hour wind, so it's cold. But hopping inside of the back seats, I have the seat adjusted for my frame at 5'6". I have about 7 to 8 inches of legroom. As far as headroom goes, I have about 2.5 to 3 inches of headroom, which is pretty good. You can see the lovely wood trim right there, the AKG sound system, You have your lock and unlock door controls as well as the window controls, and that's how you open the door right there. This version does have a 3-zone climate control, so you have 2 up front and 1 out back. 3-stage heated rear seats, climate control functions. You can direct the air with your air vents right there, and you have 2 USB-C ports as well as a household outlet right there. Storage compartments right there. Now, I also want to talk about too is that you can also get a optional 17.7 kilowatt hour onboard charger as well. 2 cup holders right there, and then you have some LED illumination up top. This panoramic sun just lets in so much light. It's very nice. But now let's hit the cockpit or the front seats of the Lyriq, where all the action happens. Looking over here at the door panels, you can see you do have your 3-stage heated and cooled seats with 2-person memory, your power back as well as bottom support, which I will talk about in 1 second, and it's lovely wood trim. That's how you open the door. You have your window and mirror controls over here with your trunk release right there. Love the door sills right here. Has like a little mini Lyriq right there. Over here you have electronic parking brake, lane assist functions as well as your auto hold, cluster illumination, and you have a power tilt telescoping steering column right there. Oh man, woo! It is cold outside, but you can see I do have the heated steering wheel on. But speaking of the steering wheel, you can control all of your cruise control functions for the adaptive cruise as well as the Supercruise functions right here. You can use your track forward and back and go through your various different menus over here. Voice commands, radio functions, and phone connections right there. And you can toggle through your screen. This is a 33-inch diagonal display right here for both sides. You can toggle with that right there, so you can go into a speed mode. You can have your media functions and so on. Radio up and down, following settings, and then you do have your regen button right here behind the steering wheel. Your wiper and light controls over here, and this is the sensor right there for the Supercruise as well as up top. But speaking a little bit more about seat controls, as stated before, you have your power back, bottom, and then you can control this right here inside of the display. So I push the button, you have a massage setting as well as your lumbar support setting right there. So if I hit that, you can change the massage modes using this little toggle right here. Push over for 2 or level 1 for the massage, but we'll just leave that on level 3 so we can get a nice massage with the heated seats on as well. But speaking a little bit more about this front cluster right here, you can change the various different views of the gauge cluster. So you can go into a map mode. Boom. So you see right there, it'll pull up a Google Map mode. The whole infotainment is powered by Google. And you have a assist mode right there, so it'll show you all your driver assist technology. So you have your media function over here, which if you use this button, you can toggle through your radio functions or presets, as well as the lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, your speed over here on this side. And you can also have a clean mode as well. So if I hit the clean button, it'll just be your speedo right here in the middle, as well as your miles, range, and so on. If I hit this right here, you can change through your various different menus for your trip information, miles, and so on. And you also have your light settings right there for off, automatic, low, high beams, and so on. But looking over here at the infotainment, which is also part of this 33-inch diagonal display right here, which just spans right here between the driver all the way over into the center console. This is your main display right here. So that's your home page. The screen is powered by Google, but I do want to start out with a quick audio test, as this does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto as a 19-speaker AKG sound system. So let's try it out. Now, as you can see, the system has a lot of bass and sound quality. It definitely is an impressive system. And I would say it's rivaling like Bowers & Wilkins, Mark Levinson, and Burmester inside of the audio department. You have your radio functions right there, AM, FM, Sirius XM radio, Maps, which is powered by Google Maps, so it works very well. Phone connections, Google Assistant, the CarPlay right there, as stated before, which is wireless. camera settings right there. So if I hit the camera button, it'll pull up your 360 camera. Or if you put the vehicle into gear, so if I go into reverse, you have your 360 camera right there with your trajectory lines, and you can go to a side view right there under the mirrors on both sides, and so on. You can go over for a drive and push the end of the stock for a park. Over here, you have climate control functions right here. It is a dual zone climate control, and you can also control the rear climate as well. And you have some more settings right there for that, so you can change the various different modes and so on. Going back to your home page right there, you also have a automatic park assist, which you will try before we hit the road to see if it is a pass or fail. So I'm excited to check that out. And then over here, you have your setups for your vehicle, so you can change everything for your connections for your phone, vehicle settings right there for the audio, drive mode customization. So basically in this my mode or custom mode, I have the steering set to touring, brake feel in sport, acceleration sport, the motor sound is in sport, as well as my mode, which is basically the whole name of the system right there, valet mode, teen driver, Supercruise controls right there, so you can change whether it's activated with the turn signals or if it's going to be automatic. But the graphics, the quality, and everything about this infotainment is just amazing. Literally like a phone inside of a car, literally. You have all your functions right there to change and configure your driver assist technology, comfort and convenience right there, the power seats, ease of access. You have lighting functions for the multicolor ambient lighting. Now you probably won't be able to see it right now because it is daytime, but I'd say it definitely does look amazing at nighttime. You can change everything between your various different custom modes. So you can have a upper mode right here for the accents, and then the glow mode for the lower portion right there. But I mean, all these different colors, look at that. It's just, I'm sure this looks amazing at nighttime. You can also link it to drive modes, change various different themes, demo mode, which will cycle through all the colors, and you can change the pattern between just the regular pattern mode or a static mode, or you can just turn it off. Door controls, seat controls, and so on right there. Notifications, built-in apps, time displays, and other functions right there, as well as your automatic updates. Also over here, you do have your controls for the lights. You can also open up the glove box right there, which is electronic. Camera functions, headlights, and then you have basically all your shortcut buttons right here, which you can configure. And then the themes right there for the different displays. Your drive modes are right here, front and center. So you have your My mode, which is configurable, the Snow Ice mode, the Sport mode, and you do also have the Tour mode for more relaxed, tailored driving. And also what I'll show you too is that for the regen button, you hit that for max regen on, regen off. You can go back, boom. You have Hey Alexa functions, My Cadillac for the apps, some tips, podcast news, and so on. But down here you do have your home button. You have a couple of shortcut buttons for your home, your media functions, CarPlay, on the control button, as well as your charging functions right here. So you can actually control the functions of the battery. So let's say, for instance, you want to keep the battery over a period of time. For longevity, you would want to maximize it at 80% to keep it good. And then you have some more controls right there for the regen, the glove box, Wi-Fi hotspots, and phone pairing functions right there. And I just love the toggles right here. It's like an airline. It's so cool. You can see it adjust in the air. You have a dual zone climate control function right here. You can turn that on. Flow control right there for the fan, temperature, as well as window defrost, front and rear, and so on. Right here, you do have a storage compartment. You see right there, which is a nice little hidden spot for snacks or so on. And then looking even further down below, you can see there's some more storage right there with a USB-C port. And even this is spelled out Cadillac in this lovely metal right here. This is how you turn the vehicle on. You see right now it's green for being on, basically. Now right here in the center console is your volume control. You do also have your phone as well as media functions, navigation, a home button, and a back button if you do make a mistake. You can use this rolling dial if you don't want to have fingerprints all over the touchscreen display. Basically push down and select forward and back. And I just love the neural finishes right there around the cup holders. You do have a wireless charging pad right there with another USB-C port for charging and connectivity. But opening the center console, you can see there have some more charging even down in here. Another 12 volts, as well as another USB-C port. But looking up top, you can see there have a digital camera mirror right there, as well as a regular mirror if you put it back to that. You have your telematic displays right here. Hazard button is up top with LED illumination. And this is the shade to open up the Panoramic Sunroof, as well as tilt and slide it open. So let me show you guys that real quick. This sunroof just lets in so much light. You can also use the shade to close that back. And you have your LED illumination up top for this visor. But now let's go and take the Lyriq for a drive and check out the performance as well as luxury aspects in the real world. So let's go. The wheel of the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq Sport 3 all-wheel drive. So let's go. Now speaking of visibility out the front, rear, and sides, I can see very good over the hood as well as out the side mirrors and even out the back. You also have this digital camera mirror right there providing a lot of information. But first, starting off in this Tour driving mode right here, which you can change with various different drive modes. This is your more tailored back, more comfort mode. Ride quality is pretty good, as well as seat comfort. So you do have heated and cooled seats, as well as the massage function as well. If I push the button right there, we'll just put it on level 2 massage. Yeah, now we're good. You also have a max regen button right here behind the steering wheel when holding down the paddle shifter on the left-hand side. But comfort is really what impresses me about this Lyriq. The seat controls, the heated steering wheel just feels so nice right now. It's about 30 degrees, cold outside, windy. It's just perfect. And like Cadillac said about this vehicle, in the sport variant, power and presence, it definitely does have a lot of road presence when driving around. Now the rear drive version is rated at 314 miles, and this one right here is rated at 307 miles. Now this is something you don't see every day. You think for a train you'll yield, but for that, you're just like, it's question mark. You can also change the regen feeling as well when hitting the infotainment right there. So you can put it into this one pedal mode, and you can also set a level as well. So if I go into set a level, you can have it on a maximum high mode, or you can have it in a off mode as well. But we got to try sport mode real quick, as this has 500 horsepower, 453 pound-foot of torque. And the power is just instantaneous thanks to that electric powertrain. With 500 horsepower, 454 or 450 pound-foot of torque on tap. Keep in mind this vehicle is 5,800 pounds, so it's definitely ain't light, but and then you got the regen right there. So when I'm pulling the paddle, it goes into its regen function right there. You can also change the screen, so you can go into a map view right there. So it is powered by Google Maps for the infotainment. So you can have this map view right here in front of you as well as in the screen. Or you can put it up into a assist mode right there. Or just have it clean like so. Vehicle length at 196 inches long is pretty good for the U-turn turning radius test. Now we do have to try a quick acceleration. Now I have seen 4.8 seconds 0 to 60 times with this version all-wheel drive and sport, so let's try it out. And yeah, that definitely feels about right. The 4.85 seconds 0 to 60 range for this vehicle. But really impresses me more about this powertrain is when you're rolling and you like tap it, it just takes off even more. It feels more aggressive than like going from like 0 to 60. It's at like 30 on rolling, which is so impressive. But I really love is the tech with this vehicle. Everything powered by Google, and just all the graphics are just so clear. Like right now we have it in its driver assist view right here. You see it's showing green as we are in between the lanes and doing a pretty good job of it. Yeah, that max regen paddle behind the wheel is pretty good. Now speaking of driver assist, this being the Sport 3 trim, you do have Supercruise, which does come standard, which once we hit a manual, I want to see if we can activate it. I know that it is a subscription-based thing, but I have to say it's a very amazing feature to have. So it works in tandem with the adaptive cruise control to do self-driving, as well as automatic lane changing assist. Now, speaking more of driver assist, this does have lane change assist, automatic emergency braking, lane keeping, and so on. And it does have steer assist as well. The ride quality is very good despite this having 22-inch wheels. It feels amazing. It does have a 5-link suspension setup, both front and rear, aiding in the ride quality. How's merging onto the highway? Amazing. And even going about 70 miles an hour or so, the cabin is pretty hushed, quiet, and refined. You have no wind noise outside. It's amazing like how quiet this cabin is. Now, I had the chance to drive the Blazer EV, and I have to say, it wasn't all that impressive, but when I drive this vehicle, I can honestly see myself spending an extra 20 grand to get all of the advanced technology and everything that you get, as well as the luxurious features versus that vehicle. And when you think of things like the Mercedes EQE SUV, which honestly has kind of all the same design, this just really stands out. It has a level of presence that you just don't get in those vehicles, or even like the Audi Q8 e-tron. Now we're gonna flip around so I can try out this Supercruise driver assist and see how good it is. So another U-turn test. And even in this regular regen mode, deceleration is pretty good. Just feels so planted. It's like very European vibes. But if I throw on the adaptive cruise control, as we have somebody in front of us, we're gonna go ahead and set up our speed. You see right there, adaptive cruise control does work very good using the camera up top. And I also did activate the Supercruise, so you can see the green illumination right here in the steering wheel. When it's solid green, it's in a full autonomous mode. We're gonna go ahead and close the following distance to 1 following distance, and we'll set the speed, and boom, set Supercruise right there. It is a off-the-hand system. It's using the camera right here to look in front of you as well as around you as well. And it does also do automatic lane change as well. Just so cool. I have to say, I'm really impressed with the Supercruise technology. It's amazing. Yeah, I'm loving the technology of this. Driver assist is definitely a A+ in this vehicle for sure. You can turn off the cruise control right there. I'm gonna go back into its map or energy mode right here. So when you look at the graphics, I have to say this is better than what you get in your phone. And you're recuperating the energy as you slow down, so it's sweet. Now, as we get a little bit closer to the dealership, I'm gonna get into what I think about this Lyriq overall. I have to say, I love the technology, both from the driver assist perspective as well as the technology perspective. You have the wireless CarPlay, which is on levels of Honda, which Honda, I have to say, is like the best as far as wireless connectivity goes. And that's literally right on that. The moment I connect my phone, it just connects automatically. The graphics are great. I like how you can customize everything for the My mode right here. So you have that extra level of configurability. You can change everything right here inside the screen for your radio connections. The 19-speaker AKG sound system is bumping. The audio system is spectacular. And you just have all these different modes and everything that you can use to interact with this screen right here. For your assist, you can put up the clean mode, the energy mode right there, which is like your more default mode. You can just change the gauge cluster and just give you that extra level. And you also have the ambient lighting as well, which really does just add even more customizations and just a nicer interior overall. But I'm definitely impressed with this Lyriq for sure, as it just ticks all of the boxes for a luxury electric vehicle and gives you that extra level of presence that you don't get in European rivals. And let's not forget Supercruise as well, which works so good and is intuitive. But this is basically going to wrap up this video. This is Chris signing out. And I'm going to drive for a little bit more off camera and just enjoy the driving experience while I'm getting my massage going. But this is Chris signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.